How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another weeknight edition of Poolside Cigar with Kirk. Tonight I am smoking an Alec Bradley Retreat. This is actually a Thompson cigar. Don't hate me. I've had this for well over a year, somewhere between a year and 18 months. That was probably my last order that I placed with Thompson. Don't really care for them, but I would honestly consider ordering again if I got a good deal on these Alec Bradley Retreats. There's not a lot of information on them out there review-wise, and what is out there is very polarized. Some people love it, some people hate it. I will say it's a pretty distinct cigar. I get the strongest black tea flavors out of this cigar. Black tea isn't a flavor that I get all the time out of cigars, but this one really has a lot of black tea flavor, and I like it. I'll also say, especially with cheaper Alec Bradley cigars, these really benefit from some age. Now, I can't speak to what they do, 5 or 10 years down the road like some people do with Cubans, or even longer, really. But I will say that generally when I buy Alec Bradley cigars, whether at a B&M or online, and depending on, what cigars they are from a B&M, a lot of times Alec Bradley's, they sell fairly well. So depending on the shop, and how long they've had it, the Alec Bradleys I get at B&M's I think tend to be pretty fresh. I really think Alec Bradley cigars benefit from usually about at least 4 months. I think they hit their stride in 4 to 6 months. But this Retreat, like I said, is about a year and a half old, and this is really good. I had a 5-pack of these. I think this is the last one. But so I'm kind of sad to be all through with it. But yeah, if you've had a Retreat, let me know. There's not much online about them. It's pairing very nicely with, this is a Nimbus Brown Ale. Nimbus is a local brewery in Tucson. Always support your local breweries if you're fortunate enough to have one. But I grabbed this cigar because it's a catalog cigar. This Alec Bradley Retreat is a Thompson exclusive. You can't walk into a B&M and find this cigar. And there are a number of catalog cigars. I think Diesel's starting to move into B&Ms now, but Diesel is a Cigar International cigar. I believe San Latano by AJ Fernandez, catalog cigar. I think a lot of the AJ Fernandez stuff was catalog only for a while, but he's moving out to the B&Ms. What else have I had? Oh, my Alec Bradley Max Brazil is a Cigars International exclusive brand. So there's any number of catalog-only cigars that you can't get in the B&Ms. You can only get in catalogs. And just because you can't get it at a B&M doesn't mean it's a bad cigar. Now, there are a lot of just shit cigars in these catalogs. Beware. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight was cigar catalogs and online shopping. But we'll mainly talk about catalogs. I'm not going to talk about CBIDs. That's cigar bids if you're not familiar. We'll discuss that another time. But so, you might wonder, Kirk, do you shop out of catalogs? Well, I get a couple in the mail. I get Cigars International. I still get the Thompson catalog. I'll still flip through it, but I haven't bought anything, and I haven't wanted to. And I also get I think it's just cigars.com, or I think it's the same company as Cigars International, but it's a little more upscale. Their catalogs are nice, glossy. I think I bought something out of there one time, and I still get catalogs. But I do look at these catalogs. I look for deals. And if you know what you're looking for, you can find some pretty good stuff. For example, and generally with Cigars International, this is probably my favorite catalog. This is really where I find a lot of deals that I want to take advantage of. Right on the cover page, right here. If you're a fan of Rocky Patel, 10 free Rocky Patel cigars with a box purchase on page 88 and 89. So let's see what they have here. So, if you're somebody who regularly, would buy a box or a big fan of like the Rocky 92, you can get a box of Rocky 92s on here for as low as $130 and get 10 cigars free. So you get $30 or 30 cigars for $130. That's $4 a piece. Not a bad deal. although it's not the best deal I've ever seen. You know, a lot of times I also like to look at, let's see if I can find it. I'll spare you me flipping through the whole catalog, but they do have these, what do they call them, like 5 and 5s or something like that, where you basically get 2 5-packs, and it's, this isn't a bad deal. I was looking at this earlier. The Drew Estate in Hoyt, Nicaragua, same company. They give you a 15 cigar sampler when you buy a box. And for me, you know, I tend to smoke a lot of, Robustos, Coronas, Petite Coronas, smaller cigars. So the boxes are cheaper, so I'm just kind of pricing it out here. You know, I am a fan of the 1970 Antonio. They've got that Consul Vitola that's 4.5 by 52. Get a box of 20 for $95 plus 15 more cigars. That's 35 cigars for $95. It's a great deal. It's under $3 a piece. And there's in the sampler you've got Mayuzis, you've got Undercrowns, you've got the 1970 Antonio, you got the Antonio Dark Corojo. There's one in there with a star on it that I don't recognize, but those are all good cigars. I'm going to see if I can find those side-by-side 5-packs. I might not be able to find it. Ah, here we are. So here they call it the Gentleman's Deuce. That's a unflattering title. If you catch my smelly drift. You know, there's some good stuff in here. For example, they've got 5 CAO Brasilia Goals, which are like a double Robusto, 5 by 56. And the Rocky Patel Edge Toro Maduro. I'm a fan of the Edge Maduro. Some people aren't. You know, that's a good deal at, $32.50. That's 10 cigars for $32.50. You know, 3 1/4 for a cigar. Both cigars I would pay 3 1/4 for. Same thing. They've got the CAO Italia and the Ave Maria. Never had the Ave Maria. I want to try it. Maybe I'll order those. La Roma de Cuba and La Gloria Cubana Serie R for $35, 10 cigars. Great deal. So, yeah, don't feel bad about shopping in a catalog. You know, as long as you still support your B&M and go in there and buy cigars, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I support my B&Ms, but, you know, I do this too. I smoke a lot more than I used to, and if I only shopped at the B&M, I don't know if I could afford it. But they still get a good chunk of my money. They haven't turned me down yet. So I will continue to do my scavenging the catalogs and scavenging the internet for the best deals, because really, to me, this proves that you can get some nice cigars for under $4 a piece. And to me, this qualifies as a nice cigar. I wasn't super thrilled about it when it came, but again, Alec Bradley's need rest. And as far as the Thompson catalogs go, my recommendation is to stay away from Thompson. They're no good. They'll send you stuff you didn't order and bill your credit card. If you order something, they'll substitute it if it's not available. It's just a customer service nightmare. They call you all the time. I would just say don't even deal with Thompson. They do have an auction site that's not too bad. It's hard to search and takes a while to look through, but you can get some good deals on there. It's similar to CBids, but not exactly. So do that at your own risk. And Thompson, I mean, at least CI has some decent cigars in it. Thompson is just loaded with crap. You know, all kinds of samplers that are just crap. And I think they must stay in business off of just new cigar smokers who don't know any better. You know, that's they got some of my money. So, you know, that's too bad that those, that they take advantage like that of the new smokers. And I say new cigar smokers. I'm not a big fan of the term noob or newbie, and noob is generally what they say online. I think it's kind of derogatory. I think it, creates, I don't like a stratification of cigar smokers. You know, if you're a cigar smoker, you're a cigar smoker, and you're my friend. You know, you're not a noob. You're not, you don't have to smoke for 5 years to become, a brother of the leaf with me. You know, if it's your first cigar and you like it, you and I are now friends. You're not a noob. You might be less experienced, whatever. Maybe I'm splitting hairs. Maybe I'm, buying into the overly sensitive, politically correct culture. I don't know, but I'm not a big fan of the word noob. I think it's a little bit demeaning and insulting, and if anything, we need to grow the cigar community, not try to shrink it or make the new smokers are the lifeblood. It's like anything else. It's kind of like, the children of the future. Your new cigar smokers are really the most important cigar smokers because they're the ones that are going to keep the industry alive. So, anyway, I've been off on all kinds of tangents tonight. I just wanted to say hello. Maybe, I don't know if you've seen the sunset at all, but maybe share a sunset and my thoughts on this Alec Bradley retreat. It's got a nice gentle wood. It's interesting because it's got those black tea notes, but then I think it settles into like a soft espresso, so coffee and tea, which is kind of weird. It's a unique cigar. I can see how certain people would hate it and others would like it because it is different. It's not your everyday cigar, although it is only, I would say it's only, got a medium flavor body, so it's not going to be too mild or too strong for anybody. I think the flavors are there. They're not going to kick you in the teeth, but I think it's a good cigar. If you've had it, I'd really like to hear because there's just not that much info out there. Anyway, I'm still going, guys. If you stuck around this long, you're awesome. And make sure if you click that like button. If you're still here, there's no reason not to. Click the like button. Also, if you want to see more of me, if you haven't done it yet, please click the subscribe button. I always love to log on and see that I've got new subscribers. And, I always encourage everybody, leave me a comment. I'll message you back. We'll just figure out how we can better enjoy our cigars together. Just make this journey a little more interactive. So, I'll go ahead and leave you tonight with my key to eternal happiness. Keep your feet in the pool, a drink in your hand, and a cigar in your mouth. Have a great night, everybody.